You want to call me out on my own channel? I'm just saying.
All I was doing is talking about Brewster, and I pointed to the axle, and everybody in America knew what I was talking about except for Jesse.
This is one of the few chances I get to correct Shane. There's no axles. This is an axle-less suspension.
He's like, yeah, totally shouldn't do this, but yeah, Shane's gonna hate this. This is awesome. I'm doing it. It was done to get my attention. He's like a child. He needs my attention once in a while. If I'm not, what are you doing now? Yeah. This is a Quentin Jesse thing. He's like a child. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, a quick update. We're a couple days away from delivering Brewster DG and then doing a little bit of a refurb on Brewster OG. Well on our way with this one. The frame's almost done. Probably our first version of the non-prototype. In other words, all the stuff we did in that one and all the stuff we did in this one, we'll put on this one, and there shouldn't be a whole lot. There's some change, primarily because of the axles and stuff like that. Look up the term axle, you dip. It pretty much says the axle is a thing that a wheel rides on and turns on. It doesn't say that it has to have a damn bar running underneath the trailer. Just because some idiots decide to name their product axle-less does not mean that it's not an axle.
Look at Jesse trying to get a word in. You haven't learned anything. It's like, but.
I stopped. I literally stopped the video and I went and I looked up the definition of a goddamn axle because I couldn't rest. I was unpeaceful the entire night because Jesse decides that he's got to call my ass out. So I just wanted to clear that up real quick. Like, it just popped. See, I'm still a little raw, Jesse. It just pops right back in there.
For those of you that know Jesse more than me, I've just taught you something. If you just stay on him, all of that useless shit that tends to come out of his mouth, it just stays in him. You don't let up. You just keep hammering, just keep talking, and he just makes weird facial expressions, but he holds it in, and then you only have to listen to it a little bit later on. It's actually a very good strategy for dealing with Jesse. I might be helping a lot of people here, Jesse.
Because the wheels are magically riding without an axle on the outside of the trailer on this one, or this one they're tucked underneath because we actually have axles. I have more space in there, so we do things a little bit different.
You were standing at the wrong place at the wrong time there because it hit me. That was not planned. That was nothing. I was talking, and all of a sudden, axle popped into my head, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" That was totally just bad, wrong place, wrong time.
Made some choices. We're gonna make this. I call it a hybrid all the time, and the reason that we do that is because it's not a food trailer, it's not just a coffee trailer, and it doesn't function like a coffee trailer. It functions like a full-blown brick and mortar, but yet it has wheels under it and it can be moved. That was the concept all along. So we're struggling with things on OG. I thought we had plenty of capacity on our water, but it has actually become a bit of a problem, specifically on the waste side. So we're increasing our tank sizes considerably. Jesse's working on the 3-foot extension because I got 2 of these trailers already built that don't have it, and it's going to be a part of the new trailer frame. So we're working on getting that built out. So that'll be this part right here.
Oh, that was a pain in the butt.
You got one more to do.
Yeah, but now I have a plan for it, so
it won't be so bad.
Smoother.
But the funny thing is this wasn't your first one.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was the same thing. Why did this one go worse?
Because I had to deal with the rhino liner, and instead of being able to weld directly
so why don't you tell everybody what you think about welding on rhino liner?
It's bad. Don't do it. That's where we're gonna end that conversation.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I still have rhino liner on my arm.
So why'd you do it?
That was from torching out the hole.
Because you couldn't handle a drill with a drill bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Although you did get some new fancy metal hole saw bits, which I'm kind of excited about.
How do you? I gotta keep my stuff away from Jesse. Because he'll take that bit, he's all excited about it, and he'll bring it back to me, and it'll look like a pretzel. And he'll be like, "Can you find better ones of these?"
So today, I'm gonna get the cabinets up here. We're building them this time, so this is kind of gonna be our prototype for our cabinets. And then we're putting a syrup rack here. Soda's in, so they now have a soda wand here. I was able to fit all of that down here, which we will have sliding doors on that. We had to use a different ice bin now. So we got the aluminum block here to cool the soda down, and all the lines and stuff are running through that. We're about there. It's gonna feel good to have this one out of here. Main reason that I'm gonna feel good about it is because those guys should be to the point now to where most of it they can build without a whole lot of feedback from me. There's a few little things that are gonna pop up on that one that I'll have to deal with, but should be able to take care of that with a phone call. They're not wrong. When I get involved heavily in something, the idea of having a phone conversation with somebody is just really unappealing to me. And I did on that roof. They called a few times and I pretty much told them to go away.
Looks like we're trying our jacks for the first time. This is when Shane decided this is not the way we're going to build these ever again. It works for this one because this is kind of a pretty permanent install, but Alan going at it. Much bigger tanks on this one, totally different design. By the fifth one, these will all be normal.
You're doing a lot of talking in that video.
Dude,
A whole
I've explained
lot.
this to you once before. Do you not understand how hard someone of my intelligence to get something into someone of your intelligence? Do you know how much talking that takes?
Are you trying to say that Alan is close to my intelligence level?
Alan was like, I just don't get it. How can I understand Jesse? And I'm like, Alan. And it just took a lot of talking. You tried. You
Took
tried.
the wind out of my sails.
Yeah, you just tried, and I just. Jesse's like, now what? Oh, that worked. Must have the new motor on there. Yep. So we went to lift this trailer up the first time. The motor was seized on it, so we had to work out a warranty situation there. What? How is this? Oh, it's that damn GoPro. Alan doesn't know what the GoPro is. I'm like, how is Alan in these movies? Alan calls that his Cadillac Chrome. I don't know exactly, but he thinks that's funny. But I talk for you, Alan. See, I let everybody know this stuff. Oh, this was a bad day. That thing had to get That's too tall. And it was not my fault. I think I know whose fault it was, but I decided to let it go. See, I'm not a bad guy.
Whose fault was it?
It was Cassie's.
I'm just gonna blame Cassie for that one.
She cut all the pieces, man. I mean, all I did was measure them for her and weld them together.